Alright guys, this is a Honda CTX700N. It's a 2013 or 2014. It's manufactured in 13. I'd have to pull the paperwork book back out, but don't think there's much difference. Yeah, May 2013. So this bike, we picked it up for about $3 grand used in our area. We're in southern Indiana. Whatever they're going for you. Honestly, we picked it up because it was a good value. I really knew nothing about them. But after getting it home and riding it a little bit, here's some things I found that I enjoyed. The engine lays horizontally in this thing instead of, you know, up like most V-twin bikes. It's actually a parallel twin. So the weight is super low, and you see the frame here as well. Big beefy frame. The bike feels solid, not like those old 80s Hondas I used to ride. They were just squiggly little things. The fork tubes are a little bit thicker around, but no adjustment. Typical Honda, right? Cost cutting. The front brakes, they're good, but yeah, there's only one. So, but it's not a heavy bike to stop. You're not going that fast. And when you do use the brakes, the front forks dive pretty good. So it actually has some stopping power, but if you're someone that likes a firmer ride, it's better than like a Ninja 250. Probably maybe a little bit better than what an old Shadow would be, but nothing to write home about. Obviously a lot less maintenance with one brake too, right? The drivetrain on it, it's actually a chain. Now I like it and hate it. So my bikes, I prefer shaft. I don't like, you know, replacing sprockets and chains all the time. I do a lot of miles, so to me it's a hassle. But the good thing is, especially with a smaller, you know, less powerful bike like this, if you need to gear it down, if you're gonna be riding on the interstate, you can just swap to a smaller rear sprocket or something to bring your RPM down quite a bit. The saddle, it's very wide. It's pretty comfortable as far as seats go. The biggest problem with those, there's no mid controls. It's forward controls. So sitting on the bike back here, your legs are pretty far out. So be a great starter bike, maybe not for a woman. It depends on your height. They'd have to sit on it. But due to those forward controls, it can kill the comfort. Puts a lot of weight in your lower back. So right here where the engine and gas tank would be, the tank's actually stored under the area here, or up in this area. It fills here. This is actually cargo. So this bike feels extremely light side to side because everything's so low. I got my phone in there, my wallet, documentation. It goes back a little bit, nothing too crazy. I feel something in here. What is that? I have no idea. Leave that in the comments. What the hell is that? Didn't take those out. So yeah, you got a little storage. I mean, it's not as good as like what was it, the NTX? This is the CTX, so maybe gloves, you know. With the other bike, you could fit like a full face helmet in there. Personally, if you were going to commute, I'd rather have that one. The miles per gallon, I'm getting like 65. I didn't believe it. I rode this thing hard as hell. It gets literally 65 mpg. The dash, I don't care for these buttons. It's kind of hard to figure out. It's hard to tell. There's your trip meters. I kind of expect that, but I want to set the time. Right? I don't know. I'll mess with it some other time. It's hard to tell what you're clicked on and what it's doing, and for whatever reason it's stuck at 1 o'clock for me. I don't know why. It is a 6-speed, not a 5-speed, so that is nice. You get that nice big overdrive. I think it reaches its top speed in 5th gear, not 6th gear. 6th gear with that overdrive, it's kind of out of breath. The bike does sound good. This is not stock. The previous owner put like a little shorty pipe on it, but it still has the catalytic converter or whatnot that these have. So check this out. Cool looking bike. It's different, you know. The handlebars have a lot of pullback and they're higher up. That's very comfortable. Your arms are straight out. You're not hunched over or anything like that. And they're wide, and that wideness, that width gives you, better handling. If you have a Sportster or something with little Z bars on it, you feel like you're going to crash in a mid-turn because they don't feel right. We don't have the leverage like what the wide bars give you. The headlight's adequate. I have no complaints with it. It's what you'd expect. There's no fog lights or anything like that. The NTX has more stuff you can throw on it. There's the front. A little dirty. I've never cleaned this bike. Yeah, it is liquid cooled. Obviously, right? It's 2020 now. Yeah. It's a good bike. I mean, it's 6.5 mpg. It's about 38 horse would be my guess. I don't think it's any more powerful than like a Shadow. Now, would I rather have a Shadow or this? I'd probably say this. If you want that Harley style, obviously I'd get the Shadow, but you have radial tires here. They're right. These are not bias ply tires, so this is going to handle better. The frame's nice and sturdy. The weight is low. I'd say it's a better bike than the Shadow, but it's going to come down to style, right? If you're gonna buy a Shadow, you're buying it for style, pretty much. So, yep. Cable clutch. Sorry, I don't think I mentioned that. It is a cable clutch. Not what I prefer, but it does give good feel. You just have to adjust another maintenance item. I think that's all. Yeah, it's cool. You can see it's a toy, like compared to my VMAX in the garage. This thing is, I'm not sure it's 500 pounds, but the weight's very low. CTX.